You upgrade your current thermal camera to the new Seek Nano thermal cameras. Today's video, we're gonna do some testing and see if it's worth upgrading to the new cameras. So my current favorite thermal camera is a Seek Compact Pro, and you can see it here. So there's many reasons why I like it, and I've tested many on this channel. So I've gone over the infrared cameras, top down. I've also used the Kianli, the original thermal camera, and some other ones. And so far, I found that the Seek Compact Pro is the best. But now that Seek has released these new Nanos, we're gonna test it and find out and see if it's worth it. So first, let me go over the reasons why I like this one. So if you look, right now I have this on my Seek Compact Pro stand, and I have a macro lens, which allows me to get really close to this motherboard. And by the way, this is in perspective of a motherboard repair specialist. So we use this for finding shorts on motherboards so we can fix them and repair devices like that. So this is an iPhone 11 that has a short on VDD main. So that's going to create a max current draw on my power supply. So you actually see it'll black out. And take a look at the quality of the thermal camera. One thing about the Compact Pro is that it clicks regularly, and that's normal. All the thermal cameras do some sort of clicking. Another thing you can see, I can get really close to the thermal camera, and you can kind of make out the components there. So I'm gonna turn on the power supply and generate that short, and take a look at what the thermal camera does. So right now, everything dimmed out except for the shorted component. I turn it off, and now it comes back, everything else comes back into view. So this feature is the killer feature of the thermal camera. This is what makes it so great. Because look, turn it on, it dims everything and pinpoints that short. Now you can change the settings so it doesn't do that. For example, I think if I change that, you'll see a little different, right? So the component is super bright, but it doesn't dim everything out. This is good and bad because that's not 100% clear if that's the faulty component, versus this setting, it does point out where the heat is. All right, so that's the main feature why I like. Another thing is you can also adjust the focus on the physical camera. So the ring here at the edge, you could twist it, and then that'll essentially adjust the focal range. So where the camera is and the subject, you can adjust that. So let's say I want to be a little further away. So now I'm a few inches away from the board, and you can still see, now I'm in focus, and I turn on the power supply, and now you can still see the shorted component, although it's a lot further away. If I get closer, you can see how it's all blurry. So previously I was this close and it was blurry. Look, I'm gonna stay in that same distance. Right, and then I'm gonna manually adjust the focus, and you can see how adjusting the focus makes it much easier to spot the component. So that's the main thing I like about this camera. So let's go ahead and switch this out to the Nanos. So, by the way, if you guys are watching the live stream, make sure you guys are dropping any questions down below. So in the boxes, there's two versions, the 200 and the 300. You know, there are different price points. I believe it's 150 and 250, which is a way better price point than the Compact Pro. That one was about 450. So just keep that in mind. Plus, if you add, you know, the stand, which is, I believe, $89.99, and then the macro lens, which is another like 55. So, you know, it kind of adds up. But in my opinion, it's worth it. So now let's look at these Nanos and also the macro lens. So we have all that here. Inside the box is pretty simple. It's just the foam to hold the camera. There's a little user manual, which basically all it tells you is to get the app. Now it does use a different app than the Compact, so just keep that in mind. And then inside, this is all you need. Now they do make Lightning and USB-C versions. So whatever device you're using, you could plug into it and you know, the shape and the size doesn't really matter to me, but this is the size of it. Now, one thing you'll notice, there's no manual focus ring on this one, like the Compact Pro. In my opinion, that's a huge downside. That's the 200, and the 300, it looks exactly the same except it's red. Right, and then essentially the main differences are the specs, and then here's the macro lens. Right, this one's about $50. It is like a silicone ring and makes it really easy to slide on, and now you have a macro lens. This macro lens basically allows you to get really close to your subject while staying in focus. If you have this off, you have to be a lot further away to be in focus. So just keep that in mind. Now, the thing about this macro lens, since it is a little silicone thing, if you push too much, you can pop the lens out by accident and lose it. So just be careful with that. I mean, typically I don't remove macro lenses. For like our field, you're always going to be working on a board that you're going to be really close to. So if you have this off, you basically have to be several inches away. I don't know the focal length on this specific camera, but at least on the Compact Pro, to be in focus without a macro lens, you got to be a good like 8 inches, I believe. Here, actually, let's test it. All right, so this is the Compact Pro. All right, so right now, let's see. There, I'm in focus right now, so you can see the component. Now I'll pop the macro lens off. This is my macro lens that me and Ben from ProFixer have designed. So it's a hard shell that slides on. All right, macro lens is off. Now take a look at that, see how blurry it is. So in order to get this in focus, I basically have to raise up. Let's see, where is it at? Yeah, see, I'm about there, you're in focus. Now you can adjust, manually adjust. Yeah, see how far out? This is a good like 1 foot away. Right, so that's why a macro lens is so important, because without it, it'd be hard to find any shorts, because look how blurry that is. Now, this might be a good thermal camera without a macro lens for other fields like HVAC and some other, and other non-phone repair industries. But, I'm a phone repair guy, so that's what I'm gonna cover. I always have like people commenting about other fields, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't deal with that. All right, next, let's take a look at the specs, so we can compare to see if, do specs matter and are they worth, let's see. So let's go over to desktop. All right, give me a second, let me fit this in the screen. So these are two models, the 200, yeah, so 149 and 249. Although it looks like they're having a discount right now on Amazon. I did link down below to where to purchase these if you want them, where to get the apps for iPhone or Android. One thing about these, the USB-C versions work on iPhone, whereas the C Compact Pro USB-C one does not. So just keep that in mind. All right, so here's the specs for the 200 and 300. The main difference is going to be the resolution. So 200 by 150 versus 320 by 240. You can actually kind of see that difference in the quality. So once we test it, you'll see. Right, the field of view is basically how wide of a view you have. So the wider field of view means if you're further up, you can catch more in the frame, so to speak. But other than that, I think that's the most important. Oh, and 25 hertz frame rate. So this is the biggest complaint about the Seek Compact Pro, at least my version, is 9 Hertz. So when you're moving the object around under a thermal camera, you're gonna see a delay or a lag, which some people say it matters for board repair because if you don't catch that heat spot right away, then you might miss it, although I've literally never had that issue. This one is 25 Hertz, and that's for both. So there's no downgrade depending on which one you buy. Really, it's just the resolution. So we'll be looking at that. But yeah, that's and then here they claim the Nano versus the Compact Pro, how better quality it is. But we'll see here in a second. And then the spec sheets, same thing. Yeah, so macro lens, you do buy that separate. It's about $50 from Seek. Although I want to know in the comments below, should I make my own? Because a lot of people ask me for that. So yeah, I'll link to this as well in the comments below for your reference later. Now here's the Compact Pro. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Can I minimize this? All right. So Compact Pro specs. Where is it at? All right. So here's the important. The resolution 320 by 240. So you compare that to, yeah. So same as the 300. So Nano 300 has the same resolution as the Compact Pro. Field of view 32 degrees. 57. Huh? I don't know why they have 2 fields. I guess, you know, up and sideways, up and down and sideways. So I guess the Nano has a wider field of view than 32 degrees. And then here's the frame rate. Now, Seek did release a newer version of the Compact Pro that has 15 Hertz frame rate, I believe. But you can only buy it through their website. The one on Amazon was still the 9 Hertz one. I still have the 9 Hertz one. I haven't found a reason to upgrade. Like I said, it didn't make much of a difference. All right, cool. So that's the specs if you guys care. And then let's do some real life testing. So first, let's start off with the 200. Like I said, you do need a separate app called the Seek Nano. So you download that from the App Store, and then all you do is just plug it in once you have the app installed, and it should detect it. Click launch. And here it is. It's now working. So, look at that. So you can see my hands. Now, one thing I'm noticing is it seems to be in focus in a much. I wonder if it's autofocusing. All right, this the important part. Here's the board. I'll turn on the power supply. And you can see the little hotspot. But as I get closer, it kind of gets blurry. But take a look at the frame rate. See how fast that moves? That's pretty nice. But you really can't tell where the short is. You can tell there's a short, but you can't really tell which component. I mean, I wouldn't want to work like this in this. I wouldn't spend, you know, $150 on a thermal camera to get this view. But let's add the macro lens and see if that makes a difference. All right, macro lens is installed, and that actually looks way better. All right, this is maybe 2-3 inches away from the board. Yeah, so that height there seems to be really good height where it's focused. Now, let me see if I get closer to the overhead camera. Oh man, hold on. Let me try this. I have this tripod here. So you guys could get a closer look. All right, so I'm gonna turn it on now. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. Is this good or bad? Compare that to the Seek Compact Pro. This is the $150 Nano 200 with the $50 macro lens. So about $200 in, you have this kind of quality for the image. Now this is a max current draw short. So it's pulling about 2-3 amps at 4 volts. So that's going to create a really bright hotspot with the thermal camera. Now where it gets tricky is when you have a lower current draw that you're trying to find a short. I'll see if I could replicate that later, but let's test this out. Also, let's go through some of the settings here. So the app allows you to take pictures. So have a short, take picture there, or you could switch it to video. Whoops. I switch it to video. There it goes. Now you could also record a video. So let's say you're trying to record where the short is and you want to do it hands-free. You could always record it and then come back and watch it again later. All right, so now you have a video you can reference. Let's see, does it record sound? Oh, I don't hear any sound. So I wonder if no audio is recorded. The Seek Compact Pro does record sound, and that's through the phone. So I wonder if it's a setting or something, but as of right now, it doesn't look like it recorded sound. The app does look a little nicer too, as far as comparison, but I mean, honestly, the app doesn't really matter. Some of the other settings you can adjust is, here, let me rotate it this way. So high, low, if you enable that, you can see it'll kind of show you the temperatures of the highest and the lowest on the screen. You could have all these settings. Oops. You could have these two settings enabled together or separate. So spot, I believe it's just the center. Whatever's in the center, it'll tell you the temperature. So if I put it there, you can see it's going up to 39 degrees Celsius. But if I put it somewhere else, it just records the center temperature. So you can have that and this, and you kind of get some temperature readings. Although I almost never use temperature values, doesn't really matter. Another thing is the color palette. I believe Tyrian is the best color palette for this type of scenario for a short, because look how clear it is compared to some of the other ones. Now you can't even see anything. I see a lot of people using this one and I hate it. I don't like it. It's hard to tell what's going on. Iron's another one. Amber. Yeah, you can't even see what's going on. So if you're trying to find a short on motherboard, switch your color palette to Tyrian. That's the best one I found so far. And then in the settings page, I mean, there's pretty much nothing on there. Do you want the Seek logo on there? Color bar, I don't even know what that is. And temperature settings, Fahrenheit or Celsius. This other button here. Honestly, I don't even know what this button does. So yeah, this app has way less settings than the Seek Compact Pro. But does it matter? I think this is the most important setting anyway, the one it has now, where it makes the one component stand out, which I think it does do a good job at that. All right, so that's the Nano 200. If you want to see the 300, hold on for one more second. So this is the 300, the $249 one. So let's go ahead and plug this one in. All right, detected. And there you go. So this is the same resolution as the Compact Pro. Like I said, this is no macro lens. See how far away you got to be to even kind of make out the shape. And it has no manual focus. So all you can do is just raise the, change the distance between the thermal camera and object. Right, so if you have this holding up to try to see wildlife at night, then maybe it's good. But for this, actually the 300 seems worse. But let's try out the macro lens. This is probably gonna improve things a lot better. So from far away, it still looks bad, but as I get closer, so I could definitely see the quality difference as far as the resolution. Look, if I get too close, it is too blurry. I have to be just the right height, and that's it. There's no adjusting to be further away or not. I think that's a huge downside. But what do you guys think? Rate the quality in the comments. 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. I would say there's a good 4.5. Now let's put back the Compact Pro, so we can, now that you guys saw that one, as you guys can see the difference. You know what? Let me try it on this tripod. Oh man, I have the camera taped on. All right, so this is the Compact Pro. It's had a rough life. I even dropped it once and broke the plastic, but it still works. So, you know, at the end of the day, still a solid camera. All right, so same setup. Let me see. Where's the board? All right. So macro lens. Let me adjust the thing here because I see a reflection. All right, it's a little better. Honestly, the Nano looks way better as far as the quality. By the way, this is 9 Hz refresh rate. See how kind of choppy that movement is? All right, so here we're in focus. Hold on, actually the overhead camera is out of focus. There it goes, much better. All right, there you go. So look at how easy it is to spot that component. It's a way different look and feel, I would say. Oops, wrong button. I feel like the Nano is more like of this setting, where it doesn't dim the surrounding as much. But this one gives you the option, right? So you have that. You could actually have this one as well, which has the temperature. You can even put on, which one is it? There's one of these that turns on the camera. This one allows you to manually adjust the settings. So how much do you want to contrast, you know, the surroundings. I could adjust all that. But also keep in mind, this one's 450, you know, plus the macro lens. So, you know, you have to deal with that. But personally, I think I'll still stick with the Compact Pro. Let's try, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to create a new short on the board that will draw smaller current. I wanna see, all right, I wanna see how that one behaves. So this is the shorted cap. I purposely grinded on it to create a short. Let me see. maybe let me hit this one of these random caps over here. Just grind it on it. See that? Let me plug this in. There's gonna be no short before prompt to boot. And then let me see what happens if I prompt to boot. It's probably the worst model to do this on because it's really hard to. Oh, here it goes. 700 milliamp raw. Right, so this is 700 milliamps versus 3 amps. So that's what it looks like on the Seek Compact Pro. Let's swap this one out for the Seek Nano 300 with macro lens. By the way, this one doesn't appear to be clicking compared to, wait, looks like it froze up. Let me just close it, reopen it. This one, I heard, oh, it does click, never mind. All right, so this is a 900 milliamp short. It's actually really hard to tell where the short is. And because I can't change the settings as far as the image. By the way, anyone know what this setting does? Yeah, this is not working too well to pinpoint that spot. And the board is getting extra hot. So for main shorts, looks like it'll work really well. For other shorts, it's not doing such a good job. Let's try the Nano 200 with macro lens. Okay, this is what the macro lens looks like when you install it. You just slide it over. Orientation doesn't matter. Honestly, I don't see much of a difference in quality on the 200 versus 300. So if budget is an issue, maybe go with the 200 with macro lens. If there's no budget constraints, maybe go with the Compact Pro as of right now. Hold on, the short cleared. There you go. Prompt to boot. Yeah, you can't really tell where the short. You can see the heat, but you can't tell where's the source. There's no pinpoint heat. All right, let's try one more random component. So that's this one here. Oh man. Let's see if I can do it. All right, that should have cleared that short. Let's pick some other random cap. Eeny, meeny, miny. No. I probably should have prepared what lines to short out, but all right, no main short, so that's good. I want a different short. All right, I'm gonna prompt to boot. Hopefully it's a short that holds. Oh man, looks like the phone is booting. Maybe I didn't create the short. Let me check with my multimeter. Yeah, it did create a short, but didn't cause abnormal or high current draw. Let's try some other cap. Let's try this one. Oops. I'll make sure it is shorted. Looks to be shorted. Alright. I don't know what line that was, but oh man, this is a main short. Look at that. Like that one's kind of clear where it is, especially if you turn it off and on. I wonder if there's autofocus in there, because it seems like it is in focus in different distances. No, I don't think so. Never mind. If anyone has any suggestions of which cap to short, I will give it a try. You know what? Let me pull up ZXW really quick. By the way, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat or in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do about answering them. If you guys want me to do a specific test, you can do that as well. Alright, iPhone 11. So this is ZXW is a board view software. Allows to see what lines are what. Previously, I shorted one of these. I think it was this one. Let's try. Let's see, some lower voltage line. 1V8, 0V6. Let's try that one. All right, so that would be maybe this one here. All right, that seems shorted. All right, no short before prompt to boot. Let's prompt to boot. There you go, 500. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of obvious, the general area, but you can't pinpoint the exact cap that's shorted, because kind of the whole point of the thermal camera. Let's see, let me short. So what do you guys think? Is it worth it? This is the Nano 200 with macro lens. Let's go back to the Compact Pro. Let me prompt to boot. Look at that, you can see there's one specific component lighting up. All right, prompt to boot. So yeah, I think Compact Pro is still going to be my ideal camera. If you guys don't have any more questions, we'll call it a day. But like I said, if you do end up wanting to get, these thermal cameras, whether it's the Seek Nano 300, 200, and then the macro lens, I have those all linked down below in the video description. I will also link to the Compact Pro, my Seek stand, and macro lens down there as well. This is a custom-made stand by me, and it's for sale. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys are liking that, smashing the like button, and subscribing to the channel. I do cover a lot of phone repair videos on here as well, so check out all the links in the video description if you want to support the channel as well. And buy yourself a t-shirt. I have some of those for phone repair industry people. So thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you guys watch some other videos, which I'll link down below. See you guys on the next one. Bye.